Hey guys, and welcome to In the Stew. I'm your host, DejahBoo, and I got my co-host today, Matt.
It's your boy Matt from the East. How y'all doing?
That dramatic pause. And we got the artist today, Superior James. Say what's up.
How you doing? Nice to meet you guys. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thank
you're
you for
welcome.
being here.
You are more than welcome anytime to come here. So let's get started with the interview. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how you started, a brief introduction.
Superior James, come from Montebello, California, East LA County. I've been doing this since I was about 15.
Okay.
Just making beats, rapping, things like that, writing in class, stuff like that. And then I've been working ever since, things like that.
That's what's up. So what made you get started? What was that moment when you were like, yeah, I want to be a rapper?
So I had a situation in high school when I was like 14 where I got suspended for the rest of the year.
Oh shit.
Dang.
And it was a long story, but I was at home just doing nothing.
Right.
And then I had a family laptop.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time I ever really just went on the internet and just messed around, went on YouTube. And I had found this Joey Badass video. It was I forgot the name of it, but it was with featuring Capital Steez. Rest in peace, Capital Steez. It was Suicide or something. It was like I think it was the hardest shit I ever heard at the time. And I was like, it inspired me to just actually try this out and to see what I can do as an artist.
Okay.
I always tell myself that Kendrick opened the door for me, to where I fell in love with hip hop. And then Joey Badass, that was like the green light, to where it was like, all right, let me try this. Let me see what I can do.
That's what's up.
So that was that. Ever since then, it's been a wrap. I knew this is what I wanted to do in my life.
Right. That's what's up. That's a cool little story because, you can definitely hear Kendrick in your most recent album.
Oh, shit.
So,
I bet you. All right.
He said, I'll take that. Yes, I will.
Yeah, I hate when you hear man, I want to sound like myself, or I want to, because I get it, you want to be original, but when you get compared to someone great like that,
right.
Now you can't. You got to take that. So
Right.
I appreciate that.
No, for sure.
We can definitely hear the influence. That was one of the first things I said to Dejah when I first listened to the album. I was like, okay, I can tell who he listens to.
Okay.
Not necessarily like we said before, not necessarily like you're trying to sound like them, but
you hear the roots.
way, we hear where what you're saying comes from, for sure. Yeah.
Right. So let's go ahead and get into your album. So you started at 15. What was your first album or EP that you came out with?
I had a mixtape called "My Mom Never Taught Me How to Make a Girl Smile." That was cool. And then
wait. Why that title?
Yeah, we can't just brush past that.
It was when I sent that text to a girl one time, and I looked at that text and I was like, "That's fire."
Wow.
I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna move off that."
Okay.
And ever since, up until this album, every project I ever put out had a feminine side to it. The next one was, I had this project called Daphne. That was a mixtape. Then my first album was I'ma Always Be Here, Sydney. That was feminine, the title.
Right.
And the one before that, the one that we're seeing right here, Advice from Paris. And now Paris, I obviously put that as a feminine name.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
up until now, that's been the aesthetic, or the how I feel about it.
Right.
Things like that.
Interesting. Okay. Wait, so then these names in each of the titles of your albums and your mixtapes, are these the women that you're talking about in the songs, or are they just names that we're just throwing out there?
Nah, it's not real names. It's just
okay.
names that come to mind, and just I guess names I would give a daughter, or just.
Oh.
When I hear the music, I see colors, I see names, I see stories. So
Gotcha.
I put together. I send a text like that, with the mixtape, and then it just comes up.
Right.
Okay.
And then I have a dream, and it's a girl named Sydney. It's a baby girl. And then boom.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Things like that.
I was about to say, you're making some girls feel good about themselves.
Right,
man.
Girl, he made a whole album about me. What he do?
Look, after this next one,
Gotcha.
I'm going to need you to put my name in there, okay?
I think about it. I think about it. Nah, it's crazy. I never thought about it like that. Damn. I never considered those real names. Like these are like real,
right.
yeah.
You know, like there's a girl out there named Sydney. Actually, shout out to Sid. That's my best friend. Go ahead.
Shout out to Sid. This album was for you on the low.
Oh shit. She gonna text you like, bitch. No.
Nah, I'm
So we'll go ahead and fast forward to this album right here. You guys go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, it's AFP. That was my last release. That was 2020 April, right when COVID started, and it was probably my most polished product to this date. And then I brought it by. Just wanted to drop a CD here as a thank you for having me here.
Appreciate it.
And I mean, it's cool to hold something tangible,
right?
Something you can see like that, like something you can show like your grandma, something you can show, just someone that you don't really know too well, like. This is what I want to do. This is me. Like, this is what you should hear. This is who I am.
Right. And what are your reactions when you actually hand somebody a CD?
It's always like surprised. It's always like, is you? Like, you did this?
Right.
And it's like, always something like that. Something shocked. Something like, always a good response. But you appreciate any type of appreciation that people give out. You appreciate anything. Just any type of reaction. Because whether it's they like it, they love it, they're not really feeling it, it's always room for improvement anyways.
Right, right. I definitely feel that. So I have notes here that says there's a transition from adolescence to adulthood. Why would I write those notes? What is the album about?
AFP,
what's the
right? Or the new one?
No, AFP.
It felt like that. It felt like transition. It was a lot of things just changed where I felt like I was actually in society, to where I was dealing with things that people deal with, and I was going through some things here and there, ups and downs, roller coaster, normal shit,
right.
Normal stuff like that. And it was I felt like it was my time to like actually tell my story, not just when you're young, when you're writing, when you're making these songs, it's aspirational. It's like, this is what I want.
Right.
This is what I want to get. This is what I want to see. But for this album, AFP, it was more something like, this is who I am.
Right.
Let me show you where I'm at. Let me show you how I'm living. Things like that. I wasn't looking up here. I was looking down. I was sharing my experiences. And that was a switch for me. That was when I felt like, all right, now I'm actually giving something original. I'm not just saying cool stuff. I'm not just saying nice bars, nice lines.
Right.
It's actually something that I can put as unique.
I fuck with that.
Yeah.
I definitely fuck with that. So what was your past life like?
As in like childhood?
Because I feel like you expressed it a lot in that album.
It was best of both worlds. It was seeing a lot. I was a quiet kid.
Okay.
Seen a lot of this, seen a lot of that. And it was like, I never had an opinion about it. I just kept it to myself. And I just used it when I became an adult. Something to move on, something to live off of, something like, all right, I'm not going to be that.
Right.
Or I'm going to be something better than that. And it was that I had I don't know, ups and downs. Didn't expect that question. It's
I always come up with the tough questions. You know?
Yeah, I was like, got me there, got me a little shook.
Right.
But I'm here now.
Right.
So whatever the past was, whatever I was when I was a kid, it brought me here right in front of you. So it worked out. It's going good so far.
So do you feel like because of your past, like, and you were quiet, like, do you feel like you could really express yourself through?
Oh yeah, most doubt.
Your music.
It was I've always looked at it like I was expressing therapeutic feelings through my music.
Right.
That's the beautiful thing about music. It's like therapy.
I don't even realize it, because I listen to other artists like that. Like, it helps me out. So like with this album, I got in that bag to where it was like, there's people relating to my words, my feelings, because it's authentic to me, it's authentic to them. So definitely was therapeutic, to where I started to realize that with my music, to where people relate to it.
Damn.
Relate to words, feelings.
Has anybody came back to you and been like, bro, I felt this?
Oh yeah, I had a couple of those text messages.
Shit, how does that make you feel, man? Like, to know that your words are touching other people?
It's part of the job. It's part of the job. It's like, the goal is to get like 100 of those someday.
Right.
You know, but to appreciate one of those now.
Mm-hmm.
So I got someone in this room that sent me something like that.
Oh,
and
shit.
It was I'm not gonna call names, but it was it feels good. It feels great to know that you put time into something that you didn't even expect that person. Like you didn't mean to do that to that person.
Right.
You didn't mean to trigger a chord emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just giving you what I know, what I feel,
right.
and it just happens to correlate to how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
So that's beautiful. That's like you can't buy that.
No,
Absolutely.
not at all.
That.
So what was the feedback like from your fans from this album?
It was compared to the previous album, my first one, way different sound, way different feelings, more less rapping, more singing, more vibes, more swing, and it was definitely unexpected. To where if you go based on the past, the prior sound, it's a shift.
Right.
And it's crazy because that like segues me into my new album I'm bringing out. It's a whole nother shift.
Right.
It's a whole nother feeling. And I'm a whole different age. Like all these albums that I'm putting out, all this music I'm putting out, it's all coming at different times in my life. I'm not just repeating feelings, repeating times.
Right.
Different theme.
Yeah, I'm not out here recycling emotions. So these are things that I'm going through currently.
Right.
Things that I'm feeling currently. So that's what I like about the way I put out music. It goes different parts of my life.
Right.
Yeah.
As it should.
Absolutely. I like that question for you. So different phase of your life, and you had expressed how with this album, AFP, you had expressed how the sound is very much different. It's not just a whole bunch of rapping, but you said you incorporated some other sounds in there as well.
Yeah.
Do you think the state of the world, with coronavirus and everything going on, has sparked like a new sense of creativity for you to allow you to tap into something different, or was that something you had already wanted to do?
You know what? It was coronavirus actually for me. It gave me a lot of space, a lot of time to think. Like you look at everything differently when you have time to actually sit down and think about decisions you're making.
Right.
And it was I found peace during coronavirus. Honestly, I mean, we're still in it today, but I found peace. Like I found the time to actually evaluate the little things, the details. I didn't. I was always on the run before that. I was always like, all right, let's go. Let's do this. What's next? All right, what I got to pay? All right, clear this, clear that, buy this, buy that, put it out, promote it, things like that. But with COVID, I had time to like sit, just like sit on my moves,
Right.
and really calculate things, detail.
Man. In the midst of so much that's taking place during coronavirus, it sucks that there's been a lot of pain that's taking place. Right. But at the same time, like it's a really allotted opportunity for a lot of people to really just be able to marinate on who am I, what do I really want, how am I really going to navigate this space that I'm in. And for people such as yourself, it's bittersweet. Yeah. So that's great to hear that you're able to utilize some of that time to be more so on the productive and kind of shift how you navigate this hip hop space. So kudos to you for that.
Bittersweet. Yeah, it was prayers for everybody out there that lost somebody.
Absolutely.
Prayers for everybody out there that
hard times,
going through something, going through a lot, no matter what it is, no matter the level of severity. You can't compare pain.
Yeah,
a lot of times we do that.
Right.
Like, it's not gonna work. So I've gone through my fair shares, but right now we're feeling good. Right now we're blessed. Thankful.
That's good. That's
Thankful.
good. We're all here today, so
absolutely, that's
definitely a plus. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it over to Matt, and he's gonna talk more about your album that's coming out.
Yeah.
Bad. So, Graffiti. I listened to the project, I want to say about 2.5 times, right? And first thing first, as soon as you finished with AFP, would you say you were already moving into Graffiti, or do you feel like you took some time to marinate on the residual feelings from this and then you moved right into Graffiti? Like, what was that process like for you of putting it together?
So as soon as I put out AFP, I had to go into the businessman mode.
Okay.
You got promotion, you got interviews, you got, the playlisting thing going on.
Right.
You got things like that. So I took I would say respectively like a month. And then after that, I started formulating ideas, for the new album, for Graffiti. So what I did for my process for this album was I had 10 titles for an album, 10 that I was going back and forth on about in August, like 3 months later. I picked one, Graffiti. They all meant something for me, but I picked Graffiti, and the ones I didn't pick ended up becoming song titles. I turned the concepts into songs.
Okay.
So I just simplified them, and then I just uplifted Graffiti. So it was, I would say, I put out AFP in April, and I would say August, I knew what I was doing for Graffiti.
Okay.
I knew where I was going.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. So each one of those meant something to you in a different way, of course. So then what did graffiti, or what does graffiti mean to you currently?
I thought about this a lot because it was something that meant a lot to me, but it was something that I felt like it would be hard to translate, like on camera like this or to somebody. But the best way I could is, the way I see graffiti out here, it's a language. Graffiti is a language. And it's so polarizing to me. I've seen people admire graffiti, and I've seen people like degrade it.
Ooh, shit.
And it's so like it's either 0 to 100. It's either that or that. And with this album, that's the point for the music.
Okay.
It's either I'm going for the best or I'm missing. I'm going for the top or the bottom. It's either I'm gonna see if you're gonna love me, love it or hate it. You know,
I like that.
I'm not in the, I don't respect mediocrity. And even if you try to be successful, or if you like keeping it pushing like that. So for me, graffiti, it's so polarizing to me, just seeing it and the way people view it. When it's a language, when there's people that know what that means, and you don't know what that means. That was the goal for me with the album, with the music. It was like, let me do my graffiti. Let me put my language out there. And let me see if it connects.
I like that.
I like that.
Graffiti. Yeah.
For someone who says, I don't know how this will translate in the interview, that was very
Perfect.
good.
No, I had a lot of time.
You explained that very well.
I had a lot of time to sit on that.
Yeah. I dig that.
Graffiti. Yeah, there's no not mention of graffiti in there in the album really. It's, you gotta know. So you gotta understand where I'm going with it. So
see that? Only in the stew we got that scoop right here.
Yeah, I've never said
nobody
that.
else does.
Only in my bedroom to myself. I've never said that on camera. I've shared with some homies about it, but here and there. But it's about then again, the concept's beautiful, but if the music's not living up to that concept, then what are we really talking about?
Right.
So
I like that.
I'm marinating on that right now. It just hit me like, wow, like graffiti.
Yeah.
Like misunderstood by some, but those who get it,
They
get
it.
Yeah.
It's a language.
And it's beautiful. You just got to see the beauty in those things. So that's dope. I like that.
Yeah, man.
That's dope.
Okay.
That's me.
So I low-key feel like you just answered this next thing that just popped into my head, but I'm going to ask you anyways.
Yeah.
Specifically pertaining to this album, Graffiti, if you had the world's attention for 60 seconds to express something to them about this album that they may not get, what would that be?
Man, I don't want to repeat myself, but I can answer that a little differently.
Okay.
I would say,
specifically about this time in your
language.
life with this. Okay.
Create your own language. Create your own language. I know that it's a little tough to understand that maybe, but when you zone in, when you tap in with yourself, like I had time to during COVID, you have time to just try things out and then go full throttle with them.
Right.
Creating my own sound, creating my own language. Just replace sound with language for a second. Graffiti for me was that, to where if you guys heard AFP in the past, if you hear graffiti, it's definitely black and white. It's night and day. I would say 60 seconds. Man, I wouldn't even say anything, honestly. I would just play the album. Like, honestly, I'm ready to cut that out.
Right.
Cut that shit. Nah, just play the album. Man, I don't got no pitch for nobody. Like, there's so many artists out here, like, pitching. Like, and I'm one of them. So just hear the music, and if it's great, then we'll marinate on it.
Right.
But my pitch is the music.
Right.
Okay.
I got 22 minutes on there, 8 songs. That's a typical television episode. It's a perfect amount of time for your attention span. It's not too long to where you gotta really like me, really love me to hear it through. It's not too short to where you get like, you feel like I got more to say. Like I did what I had to do. 22 minutes.
Right.
And
I like that.
All right. Straight to the point. Shit. I'm not mad at it at all.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Interesting. So of these 8 tracks on this album, right? On these 8 tracks for Graffiti, I told you I listened 2.5 times.
2.5 times.
I remember.
I heard it, a little over an hour. Okay.
Yeah. Which track? I mean, I know they all mean something to you.
They do.
Absolutely, I can't tell you. That's like saying sacrifice a child. I'm not gonna ask you that.
Nah, we don't want to do that. Yeah.
But of these tracks, which one tugged at your heartstrings the most, or meant the most to you? Like, let's say if somebody was approaching you and said, "What one song would you want me to hear off this album?" Which one would you pick for them to hear?
I got a song called "Delore." That it was like I would catch myself in conversations saying lyrics to the song, not like literally, but like just to where I was speaking. I was speaking what I was rapping to where, because I live what I say.
Right.
Like, my name is my name. And when I made that song, it struck a chord with me, like the instrumental, the beat, so where I knew I had to say something that meant something. And on that second verse, man, I speak on a specific death that resonated with me. Rest in peace, Andres. There's a lot going on out here in this world.
Right.
There's a lot to be angry about. You know, we could each talk about something we're angry about that triggers us. It's different for everybody.
Right.
For me, there was this one specific death right here that in LA that struck a chord with me, and it didn't resonate with me well. And you can hear it in the second verse. The second verse of the song, I address it. I address how I saw it. I address how it made me feel, and I address the solution or a reaction to it, depending on how you see it.
Right.
And that song, that to me, where I felt like I was at my best. That to me, I look back, I separate myself from that song. Like, damn, that's one of the best songs I've heard. Not one of the best songs I've made, but one of the best songs I've heard.
Right.
So when you can separate yourself from the music, and it's great, and you look at that song and it's like, wow, like that's crazy. Like that's the song. It's song number 5, I believe, "Delore."
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was that struck a chord with me. That song, that instrumental. When I made it, that it was like, yeah, I was ready to go in. So, yeah, that was a good question. Fuck me up.
Okay, I appreciate your transparency into music, but also in this interview being willing to share.
Right,
that's something deep and personal. So
yeah, I mean,
thank you for sharing that, and rest in peace to your friend Andres.
Nah, I'll be honest with you, it wasn't a friend.
Oh, okay.
It was it just struck a chord when I had heard about it. I had someone close to me that was close to him, but I had found about it on Twitter. Okay. I'll be honest with you, I never met the guy. And that's what's crazier for me. I don't usually connect with. Why would I connect with a death that wasn't related to me or a friend?
Right.
And it just happened to, and seeing seeing the family speak on it, seeing the coverage of it, and just seeing about. He looked like a lot of my friends. He was brown just like me, and that fucked me up.
I get that. Yeah.
That's what related. And yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with people about it. That just hear the song. Just hear the song. Yeah.
Wow.
Just hear the song.
Yeah. Wow.
Deep, yeah.
Yeah,
damn. Like, shit, do I need some tissues right now?
Nah.
Oh shit.
Deep.
No,
That
but
shit is crazy.
that is, like I said before, I appreciate the transparency with that.
Always, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Question for you. So in the previous track, I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but you spelled it M-I-T-O-T-E, mitote?
Mitote.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mitote.
My Spanish needs some work.
Mitote.
Clearly. Mitote.
Honestly,
In that
I don't even know
song.
if I said it right, but mitote, mitoti, however you want to say it. Yeah.
In track number 4, you said you said rumor after rumor who we canceling next. And
I said that.
Cancel culture has been something that's ridiculously prevalent within this time and this generation for sure. And I was curious if that was one of those things that more so contributes to you feeling like you were losing your mind, which you mentioned in a couple of songs in the album. Is that something like a concern of like if I say the wrong thing, or is that something that necessarily contributes to that, or was that related to something else?
For me, for that song, it was I had read the 4 agreements during that time when I made that song.
Good book.
Yeah, it was crazy how fast I went through it. It was great. Yeah, it fucked me up. And I just remember hearing that word in the book, and it was like, just like it. Basically, the definition that I came from, what I took from the definition was a lot of noise around you, like so much static, so much people, so much talking, to where it's just noise. It's just static. And I feel like, at least when I go through social media, I feel like we're all just static. I feel like it's static, static, static. This and that. Something that's important for an hour, then it's not. Things like that. So for that bar though, when I was speaking on rumor after rumor, who we canceling next, it's like I see so many headlines that come and go.
Right.
They come and go, like
dang near every day.
Every day, and then some stay, some don't. Most are warranted, some are not. But it's like I'm never afraid to speak on how I feel, when it comes to opinions like that. When it comes to how I see the world, but I'm gonna speak it through my music. Like that bar you just spoke on, I'm not gonna tweet that. I got nothing to share with people on the app, on a keyboard. I got something to say, and people that want to hear it, they're gonna hear the album, Graffiti, and track number 4. And so, yeah, you basically you tapped into how, like, an emotion, how I felt that day, how I felt when I read that book, 4 Agreements.
Okay.
I pulled that piece from the book. Took it with me. I did something with it.
See, I knew there was a reason that was my favorite song on the album. I told her like 3 times, like, hey, track number 4. Like, if you don't hear nothing, listen to that track number 4, understands me. But, okay.
Let me tell you something crazy about that song. I was getting a car wash after a funeral one time. And there was I was right there just on my phone listening to the mixes because I wasn't done with the album yet. And the dude that was like, he was driving the car, he comes up to me, and he was like, yo, is that you playing in the car? And I'm like, yeah. Like, because my album, I was playing AFP in the car. So then he's like, yo, I make music. Like, I rap. Hear me rap. So then he pulls up his phone. He's like some kid. He's not even supposed to be working. He's like 16, 17. He was he played me like a little like freestyle he had right there on his phone. And I'm not going to lie to you, it was pretty hard. So I was like, yo, it's pretty hard. Like, give me your number. I'm going to put you on this album that I'm making. So then a couple months later, I got that song, track number 4. He's verse number 3. I got him.
Oh, okay.
He was right there. I was like, pull up to the studio. Come by. Saturday. He's like, I got you. Saturday comes. His parents can't take him because I guess he couldn't get a ride, whatever. I'm like, nah, bro, I got you. Got him a $100 Uber all the way to the studio. Damn. We were in what's that? I don't know. It was way far out west, way far out. Anyways, get him out there. His verse is ready. He has 2 verses ready. He did it like 3 takes. He did 2 verses. I picked the best one. Went home, sent him back home an hour later. That was that. That's the story, that verse right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Silent. He called himself Silent.
Yeah.
So that's crazy how I met him. That's how I was.
Wow.
Like, that quick. Like, it was, yeah, I fuck with you. I'm going to put you on the album.
That's what's up.
That's dope.
I like that.
Absolutely.
True story.
That's the thing about being out here in LA is like there's opportunity everywhere and you never know where it's gonna come from.
Nah, you never know. You never know where the inspiration. You never know where your next step is gonna take you. So that was my crazy story of the album.
Dang.
Yeah,
That's dope. That's dope.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Graffiti.
Graffiti, get the album. It's coming out soon. Check it out.
Graffiti.
On all streaming platforms.
On the way.
That's what's up. So we'll go ahead and transition into your recording company.
Brown Loyal Records. That's the imprint that I'm putting my music out on now.
Okay.
And right now I'm representing it as an artist. And I hope to. That's the best way I can put out the company at this point.
Right.
And represent it as an artist, see what it can do, and then bring in more talent little by little under the imprint. And yeah, that's what Graffiti is gonna be under. and my music for the foreseeable future. So
I dig it.
brownloyal.com.
So when you talk about bringing in artists, what kind of artists are you looking for?
Someone that wants to be the best. Someone that honestly, someone that wants to be better than me. Someone that's hungry. Someone that wants an opportunity.
Someone who wants to take you out or what?
Yeah, I mean, you got to. You got to come for the spot.
Right. I feel that.
Because I feel the same way. Because like when I work with other artists, I'm like, I'm trying to take you out. Like, it's not all lovey-dovey. Like, we got an opportunity on this 2 to 3 minutes to prove who has the best verse, who has the best lyrics, who has the best sound, who has the best voice, the best cadence, things like that. So, someone that's hungry, someone that can get it done.
Right.
Brown and loyal. Brown loyal. Those are 2 words that describe it. That's the 2 words that describe the company for me, because that's me.
Right.
Brown and loyal. So that's how I see it. So right now, focus on this album, and then after that, we'll see how it goes with adding to a roster, things like that. But trying to delegate between being the best artist and then also being an executive, being a businessman.
Yeah.
But I notice that people that do that, they never get the proper respect in each field, because they're one hand in both.
Right.
One foot in, one foot out. So I'm trying to do my best to work off experience. Work off. Just I'm trying to be the best, but then also handle the best.
Right.
So
I feel that.
See how it goes.
I like that, man. I think it's a good start. I think that you have what it takes from what from what we've been talking about. It's gonna grow.
Appreciate that.
And it's gonna start with you, which is dope.
Yeah, the forefront, the warrior, the pioneer.
Right. Okay, so now we're gonna transition into your clothing line. So what is your clothing line called?
So I actually had a clothing line called Apex Supremacy.
Okay.
That was that. Right now, I'm rocking with Sentir Delor. That's a clothing brand, a company that I've been working with my guy Delor. That it's his brand, and I represent it. I wear it all the time, and it's something I can relate to. He's brown just like me, and I feel like what I do in music, he does with clothes. What I do in music, he does with designs. To where pioneer, all in, just not afraid to push boundaries, things like that. So Sentir Delor, that's what we're pushing right now.
Okay.
I'm putting how I feel about clothes in the back, for right now. Cause like I said, you can't have one foot in with the music, one foot in with the executive, one foot in with the clothes.
Yeah,
you can, but is that really gonna get you where you want? Like in each lane, like what I'm saying. So I'm trying to go full throttle with the music. So when it comes to apparel, design, clothes, anything I do, anything I touch, anything I wear, like this hat right here, Sentir Delor. That's what I represent. That's what I'm rocking with for now. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Love the brown ownership, absolutely.
For sure.
Always gonna support that.
Always. We have to.
Okay, so is there anything else that you wanted to touch on before we wrap this interview up?
I think we spoke about everything, honestly. Shout out to my barber. I told him I would shout him out. Shout out to my barber, Luis. I know I heard pre-recording. He was ready to shout out his barber.
Y'all see the hairline. It's looking crisp. Shout out to your barber for sure. Make sure you came looking correct.
Yeah. Shout out to my barber. And shout out to you guys most of all. I appreciate the opportunity to speak on how I feel, speak on my new album, Graffiti.
Absolutely.
Available real soon. And soon, I mean soon. Superior James, brownlower.com, Graffiti. Available soon. And thank you again, everybody.
Yeah,
thank you for coming out. And I appreciate the opportunity to talk.
For sure.
Appreciate you for being here.
All right, guys, stay tuned for our next episode.
Yep.
Peace out.